The Montgomery Empire penthouse touched the Manhattan sky, a shimmering palace of glass where dreams were supposed to come true. From the outside, it was perfect: billionaire Adrian Montgomery's empire, his glamorous new wife, and a life people envied. But inside those glittering walls, lies, secrets, pain. For 7 months, Adrian's wife, Celine Montgomery, had burned through 12 maids. 12 women walked in, none lasted. Some left in tears, some ran out screaming, and 2 had nervous breakdowns. Now, maid number 13 was about to step into the lion's den. Her name was Elena Carter. She was 28, a single mother, carrying the weight of the world on her thin shoulders. Her 6-year-old daughter, Maya, lay in a hospital bed fighting for her life against a rare heart defect. Elena didn't want this job. She needed it. Because Maya's surgery cost $120,000, and time was running out. What Elena didn't know was that her arrival wouldn't just change Maya's fate. It would heal a woman everyone thought was beyond saving. Part 1, The Woman No One Could Please. Chapter 1, Queen of Glass Walls. Celine Montgomery wasn't just beautiful. She was intimidation wrapped in elegance. Ex-supermodel. Fashion icon. The woman whose face sold billion-dollar brands. But behind the beauty was fire, and ice. Her rules were brutal. No fingerprints on the glass walls. Coffee at exactly 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Fresh roses every morning, never lilies. Lilies mean death, she once screamed at a maid. Never, ever talk about her childhood. Mr. Harrison, the old butler, pulled Elena aside before she started. Listen carefully, he whispered. Survival Rule 1, stay invisible. Rule 2, never answer back. And Rule 3. He hesitated, lowering his voice. Never ask about the locked silver box in her study. Elena frowned but nodded. She needed the paycheck, not answers. On her first day, Celine summoned her without looking up from her diamond-encrusted tablet. Closet. Color-coded. By shade, not just color. Steam every silk blouse. Scratch one and you're gone. Elena spent 10 grueling hours working on the closet bigger than her apartment. When she finished, Celine examined it, eyes sharp, jaw tight. Finally, she said softly. Better than the last one. Don't get comfortable. They all fail. Elena forced a polite nod. But that night, sitting on the edge of her tiny maid's room bed, she whispered into the phone to Maya. I did good today, baby. Mommy's strong. Mommy's not leaving. She cried quietly after hanging up. 2 weeks later, while dusting Celine's private study, Elena accidentally bumped into a small silver box hidden behind law books. It fell open, revealing a set of photographs. A young Celine, no older than 8, stood in one picture, her cheek bruised, her arms thin, her eyes swollen from crying. In another photo, a stern woman stood behind her, hand raised. Before Elena could process, Celine's icy voice echoed. Put that down. Their eyes locked. For the first time, Elena didn't see a monster. She saw wounds. Wounds buried so deep, they bled into every cruel word, every impossible demand. That night, Elena sat awake, haunted. Celine wasn't evil. She was broken. Adrian's annual charity gala for sick children filled the penthouse with power and wealth, senators, CEOs, movie stars, all gathered in shimmering gowns. Elena served champagne, moving like a shadow. Then she heard shouting from the private lounge. You invited her. Celine's voice cracked like thunder. Celine, listen, she's the head donor, Adrian tried. Don't lie to me. You still love her. Moments later, Celine burst into the grand hall, smashing a $25,000 Murano vase to the floor. Gasps. Camera flashes. Panic. By morning, tabloids screamed. Billionaire's wife meltdown at children's gala. For 3 days, Celine didn't leave her room. The staff whispered. Adrian stayed away. And Elena went to her door with tea. Elena knocked gently. Finally, Celine opened the door. No makeup. No designer gown. Just swollen eyes, messy hair, and a face stripped of its armor. Why are you here? Celine whispered. Because you shouldn't be alone, Elena replied softly. Hours passed in silence before Celine finally spoke. Do you know what it's like to have your own mother tell you you're nothing? To be loved only when you're flawless, and thrown away the moment you're human? For the first time, Elena understood the storm inside Celine Montgomery. One night, Celine overheard Elena crying on the phone about Maya's surgery cost, $120,000. The next morning, an envelope lay on Elena's bed. Inside, a check. $120,000. Paid. Elena ran to Celine, sobbing. I can't take this. You're not taking it, Celine said firmly. I'm giving it. No child should suffer the way I did. Elena hugged her. And for the first time, Celine hugged back. A jealous former maid leaked a false story to the press. Billionaire's wife paid off MAID after blackmail threats. Within hours, paparazzi swarmed the building. Adrian's investors panicked. The board demanded Elena's firing. Celine had two choices: sacrifice Elena to save herself, or stand by her. At the Montgomery press conference, cameras flashing, reporters yelling, Celine stepped to the podium. Everyone expected denial. Instead, she said. Elena Carter didn't blackmail me. She saved me. She saved my heart. Gasps echoed through the room. And just like that, the narrative changed. 6 months later, everything was different. Celine founded the Maya Heart Foundation, funding surgeries for hundreds of children. Elena no longer worked as just a maid, she became the foundation's manager. One sunny afternoon, Maya, healthy after her operation, ran into Celine's arms, laughing. Celine kissed her forehead. You saved me too, little one. The woman the world called a monster was just a broken soul waiting for kindness. Elena didn't just survive Celine Montgomery. She healed her. Because sometimes, the ones who are hardest to love are the ones who need love the most. Kindness doesn't just change people. It saves them. Alright, Saad Red Heart. Main Tumhari Kahani. No maid lasted with the billionaire's new wife, until a new maid did the impossible. Kuliya ek lambi, Kubsarat or deeply heart-touching lesson Lakunga, Jo story ko core emotions, moral or transformation ko reflect Karega. Ya lesson tumher YouTube video ko end narration ya description Kuliya perfect haga. Ismain hope, forgiveness, healing, kindness, or humanity ku themes powerful tarik se highlight hung, talk audience ku dil par gera asar ho. Life is strange. We meet people who test us, hurt us, challenge us, and sometimes even break us. And yet, in those very moments of pain, destiny quietly gives us a chance to heal someone else, and, unknowingly, to heal ourselves. Celine Montgomery, the woman the world called heartless, wasn't born cruel. Her scars were invisible, buried deep inside a childhood filled with rejection, criticism, and wounds she never learned to speak about. Her perfectionism, her anger, her walls. All of it was just armor to protect a heart that had been hurt too many times. Then came Elena, a simple woman, carrying her own battles, her own struggles, her own silent prayers for her little daughter, Maya. She didn't have wealth. She didn't have power. But she had something far greater, kindness. Elena didn't fight Celine. She didn't argue with her. She didn't judge her. She simply stood by her, quietly, patiently, with empathy. And in doing so, she unlocked a part of Celine the world had never seen, the part longing for love, for acceptance, for peace. Kindness has no price. And yet, it holds the power to change everything. Because Elena's gentle heart didn't just save her daughter's life. It saved Celine's soul. It turned a woman everyone feared into a woman everyone could finally understand. It transformed strangers into family. Sometimes, the ones who seem the hardest to love are the ones who need love the most. Behind the coldest faces are often the loneliest souls. And behind every sharp word, there is a silent story we know nothing about. This story reminds us of one timeless truth. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is strength. It is the quiet force that breaks walls no anger can shatter. And heals wounds no medicine can reach. So, love a little more. Judge a little less. Listen when nobody else does. Be the reason someone believes in goodness again. Because one act of compassion can ripple through countless lives. And sometimes, it can even rewrite someone's entire destiny. Never assume someone's story just by their actions. Pain hides behind anger. Kindness is contagious, a single selfless act can change multiple lives. Healing doesn't always come from wealth or power. Sometimes, it comes from listening and understanding. The hardest people to deal with are often the ones silently fighting the toughest battles. Be the kindness you wish you had received, the world needs it more than ever.